am your host, Ryan Rosted. Everybody thinks my last name is Roasted. With me is my co-host, good buddy, Chris Snow, the Snowman, the sick motherfucker that's making me do this episode tonight. How you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. I'm amazing. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. We are recording this directly about 40 minutes after the Super Bowl ended. So, congrats to the Seattle Seahawks. Thank you, for on behalf of all football fans for not letting us see the Patriots win another Super Bowl. So, yeah, they destroyed my Broncos in Super Bowl 48, but I'll call this even because they destroyed the Patriots. So we're all square, Seattle.
Shout out to Sam Darnold being the first
Yeah.
quarterback out of that amazing quarterback class to win a Super Bowl, which was on no one's bingo card ever.
No, no, that dude. First of all, I don't know how you can dislike him. Even when he was playing bad, he just
Yeah.
he's seeing ghosts, and then you get out of New York and you win a Super Bowl. Saquon did it. He did it. Daniel Jones had a great start to the year. Either New York team, you get out of there, you're good. So,
I mean, look at the Jets. They
congrats.
wasted Sam Darnold, obviously. They wasted, I'll say 1 year of Aaron Rodgers' career because he tore his Achilles, like it doesn't count. They wasted one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. They wasted I read a report. The last time the New York Jets had like a some stat, it was this many touchdowns or this many wins. It was Brett Favre's last season there. That was the last time they were ever any good. It's
It's
craziness. You leave New York and you win Super Bowls.
or you could be like Mark Sanchez, leave New York and get stabbed
Get in
before
fights with Uber
covering.
drivers.
Yeah. Somebody said they're like, it's crazy to think that we all thought that Mark Sanchez got stabbed the night before he was supposed to cover a game and then got fired. It seems like it happened so long ago. But enough football talk. Congrats again, Seattle. So tonight we do have a couple housekeeping things to get to, but the episode that we are doing is Chris has been begging to do this one basically since we started the show. So it is we're doing the top five format for each of us, and our lists are going to be very different. I have a feeling, but we are doing top body horror. So Chris, you are majorly into this category. So do you want to tell the peeps what makes a body horror movie or into that subgenre?
Absolutely. So you guys might have remembered the episode we did that are some of the most disgusting movies that we've seen. This one is tiptoeing that line because when we think of body horror, we're talking about the movies that show bodies and human bodies and whatever going through some of the most disgusting, horrific, call them painful mutilations and just when you think of horror and you think of gore and you think of the disgustingness and how disgusting a movie can get, body horror tops the list because these are those films that show people going through these horrific transformations. They show people, losing an arm and a new appendage comes out and it's just full of blood and all the gore is there. So call it a gore fest. I'm happy about it. Body horror. Let's get into it, baby. And I hope
There
you're
are
feeling
some of those
sick
movies that
after the week I hopefully put you through.
yeah, uh-huh. I actually, so I did watch some scenes from movies that you have suggested, but I did want to keep this more like the ones that I had seen going into it, and it actually, you know, it made for an interesting list. I made a lot of chicken scratches because some movies were moving up and down, and I think I have a fun little grab bag here. But a couple not honorable mentions. We'll get to that, but a couple things we wanted to get to. Obviously, thank you guys for listening to our PG-13 episode that wasn't very PG-13. So our lawyers said we had to apologize. So we're apologizing for that. But we also had our guy Joe from Maine. He shot us an email with his top five PG-13, and actually was a really good list here that I was like, dang, that maybe should have made the list. But Joe's top five go. And I don't think he sent it in a specific order. So Joe, forgive me if I'm not reading this in the right order. But Joe's got Poltergeist, which we talked about a little bit at the onset of that episode. Gremlins. I mean that one is
Thumbs up. Like, good on
hmm.
you, man. Good on you.
Love it, love it. And one I cannot believe that both of us forgot. We never even mentioned it, but Jaws. I cannot believe that we did not talk about that. Maybe it's because I think it's actually PG and not PG-13, but Jaws obviously, scared an entire generation from going into the water. So you got to give love to Jaws. Cloverfield, that one, I remember seeing that in the theaters. That's a found footage. 10 Cloverfield Lane was also great as well.
Hmm.
That one could have easily been an honorable mention. And then topping it off, it's the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So we have spoken about
Super
that one
happy to see
before.
that. Yes, I spoke about that one in one of our previous films, or sorry, one of our previous episodes. So I was super happy. Joe, shout out to you because that one was one of my favorite ones as well.
Right. And you actually talked about it in the twist ending episode, which that got me thinking. And I cannot believe I forgot to mention this twist ending of this movie. And I'm interested to know if you've seen it. It's
Okay.
not. It's more of a thriller than a horror, but I'm going with Ryan Reynolds' Buried, and the twist ending in that one is absolutely just. I didn't see it coming, and it was just like, oh man, it's so heartbreaking. It basically, guys, that movie, Ryan Reynolds is in a coffin the entire movie. He has a cell phone. There's guys that want him for ransom. Basically, the way the ending goes, spoiler alert, he thinks that rescuers are coming to get him, and they're like, "We're right on top of you. We're right on top of you." Turns out it's this different body that had gone missing, and then the it all caves in on him. That one just stuck out. I couldn't believe that I missed that one, but man, so Joe, thank you for bringing those movies back. God, I can't believe we forgot to talk about a couple of those, but
I mean, yeah,
good.
Barry. I will also give a shout out to Buried because that was one that you get to the ending of that film. You want to talk about just depressing?
Hmm.
How depressing is the end of that movie? Ugh.
It's like it, and I love the movies, and I've talked about it before, where it's like the singular setting, and like I love movies like Phone Booth, obviously Saw. They're in the bathroom. This one, it's very claustrophobic. You are just in a coffin with one dude. And Ryan Reynolds, say what you will about him outside of comedic roles, but I thought he did great in this one. But yeah, Buried, not really. I guess it could be scary because it is claustrophobic, but it's not like jump scare city or anything. I think there's a spider or a snake or something in there with him, but nothing crazy there. But with that, let's get to really fucked up shit. Do you want to start with any of your honorable mentions?
I would love to start with some honorable mentions. So, a lot of these films, particularly the honorable mentions, there's a specific reason they're not in my list, and it's only because I've talked about quite a few of them on the show before. So, I don't want them to take up time because my hope is, as you guys listen to this, number one, I'll introduce you to a new genre of horror films that you maybe not have dabbled in before. And number two, there's a pretty good chance that some of these honorable mentions you've already watched because I can't stop talking about them. So I'll start with one of my favorite horror movies of all time as an honorable mention. I got to go with The Thing, and that absolutely qualifies as a body horror film.
It
We're
does.
talking about
Yep.
the 1982 original John Carpenter's The Thing. The special effects of that film hold up to this day. I mean, I would say there's some of them are even better than the things we see today. It's terrifying. It's scary. It's got Kurt Russell. I mean, everything about this movie works. Everything about this movie, in my opinion, is perfect. It doesn't have a single misstep. So that's one honorable mention. I'm also going to throw in The Fly as an honorable mention. We did talk about this one during
I knew
our.
that was coming.
You knew it was coming. You had to know it's coming.
I
We
knew that
talked
was
about this
coming.
one during our most disgusting movies we've seen, and for good reason. And The Fly capped off that list for me. But The Fly is definitely an honorable mention because when you talk about a movie that will genuinely make you feel queasy and make you feel like, yeah, I don't there's nothing else about this that I want to watch, nothing else about this that I want to see. Jeff Goldblum's transformation over the course of that film into the final incarnation of the Brundlefly is one of the most disgusting body horror pieces. It's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. So going into this list tonight, that definitely says a lot. But that's a second honorable mention for me. What about you?
I I'm going with two that kind of toe the line here for body horror. And they're also one we talked about on the most disgusting episode that we did. It's not called the most disgusting episode, but it is the most disgusting episode.
100%.
It is it's Green Inferno. I'm
Okay, yeah.
classifying that as a body horror because there is a lot of dismemberment, there's cannibalism, there's a lot of really fucked up things that happen to the human body in that movie.
Hmm.
And then I'm also sticking with another Eli Roth in Hostel in that series. More of the torture aspect of it. It's not like a science experiment gone wrong or anything. Which there's plenty of that we will get to on our list. I'm sure of it. And again, guys, if you're new, we don't talk prior. We say the topic, and then we just go, and wherever the conversation leads, that's where it fucking leads. So,
And I have one more honorable mention that I have to
mhm.
throw in because it just has
Okay.
to. I know I've told you about this movie. This one is on
Hmm.
Shudder, and this is one of those more underground ones. But this one's called Body Melt. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it on Shudder yet, but Body Melt's an honorable mention. It doesn't quite make my list for me because watching the movie, it's kind of hard to get through this movie because there doesn't seem to be any kind of actual story to it. It's just like different situations that are kind of gross. I mean, there is a theme, but it's just kind of hard to follow because the body horror in it is so disgusting. But this is one of those early '90s Australian-made films that just some of the effects and some of the things that happen. I mean, the basic premise is there's a diet pill or there's a diet substance that people are taking. Substance, how about that? That is
Hmm.
making their body react in very traumatic ways. I mean, one lady like she takes it and her tongue swells to the size of like probably my thigh, and it chokes her to death. And there's just all kinds of weird stuff. But Body Melt is another honorable mention. Check it out.
Nice, nice. I'm gonna my last honorable mention, and this one, obviously, it's I'm not gonna say it's mainstream. It is an indie film, but everybody has heard of it, whether you like horror or not. Human Centipede. Cannot go without this list without talking about Human Centipede and how disgusting that is, and its subsequent sequels. I mean, the sequels don't really offer that much more, but the first one, if you guys don't know, it's basically three people that are surgically tied to one another, ass to
insert
mouth.
insert
If we
the
go for a
picture.
Clerks 2
Yeah,
reference
the
there.
drawing of it right here.
Hmm. Yep, yep. It's absolutely disgusting. There's a funny South Park episode where he's like, "Okay, do you want me to eat the cuttlefish or the vanilla paste?" And they're like, "Vanilla paste, vanilla
You want me
paste."
to
And
eat
it's
the
like,
cuttlefish?
"Oh, cuttlefish? Okay."
I went to cut a
So,
fish.
um,
Hold on, Kyle. I believe in you.
it's so disgusting. Um, and actually, there's not that much like gore in that, but just like the psychological aspect of like if you were in that situation, how what position do you want to be in? Obviously, you want to be at the head of the train there. You don't want to be anywhere else. But just disgusting, absolutely
Yeah.
disgusting. So, cool. What's your number five?
Number five. So this is one of those. So some of these films, guys, they're definitely. I don't want to say the word underground, but you kind of have to dig to find them. In this case, Shutter is always a fantastic spot for them. So is Amazon Prime, by the way. I think this one's on Prime, but this is. I doubt you've heard of this one. I'll be interested if you bring it up. But my number five for all time body horror films is called XD. EXTE Hair Extensions. It's
Oh,
it's it's a
nope.
it's a Japanese film, one of those Japanese supernatural horror films. But the basic premise is, as soon as the movie starts, there's a shipping container, and in Tokyo, customs agents they discover a huge amount of human hair inside of this container, which is not totally unnatural because this hair is used to make hair extensions. So, they find this hair inside there, but they also find the body of a young girl with a shaved head. Now, they take the corpse to the morgue and they check it out and they find out that she's been harvested by illegal organ traffickers. And one of the night watchmen, unfortunately, is kind of a sicko. He's like infatuated with this girl's hair and he takes her body. And when he gets her home, he finds out that the body has begun to grow hair everywhere, not just on every pore, but like in areas that shouldn't have hair. Her obviously her head, her vacant eye sockets because her eyes are gone, on her tongue, the open wounds in her body, all this stuff is going on. And this guy, this sicko, he harvests the hair to make hair extensions to sell, but the grift is the hair that these people put on their head as their hair extensions. It actually controls the wearer and it starts killing the wearers. So anyone that gets hair extensions from these things that were from this hair that was harvested ends up dead. And the last thing they see is this girl on the operating table and the smiling mouth of the man who killed her, even though no one knows exactly what's going on. But this one, this one is disgusting in such a way. Like, obviously, the premise of it is kind of silly, right? It's called hair extensions. The hair is call the hair is quasi what's haunted, right? But the way that these people who get the hair extensions, the things that happen to them, and the way they actually go about dying. I mean, you can Google just a picture of XD hair extensions here. You're gonna get some of the pictures of the people whose like their hair is just it's pulled out in different ways, and it's like ripping their scalp off. And the hair itself is doing strange things to the body. It's killing them. I mean, the extensions themselves kill some of the characters. They obviously kill their boyfriends. I mean, it's one of those things that you just watch and you're like, for a second, you're kind of taken aback and you're like, wait, what's going on here? And then some of those deaths come. Like one of the workers, they're killed when like the hair that they're on, it begins sprouting from their eyes and from their head and from their mouth. Like these hair extensions are just coming from everywhere. It's really it's not goofy. It's really intense. It's not meant to be campy. It is meant to be scary, and it does pull that off. But just what these hair extensions do to some of the people is it's enough to make you queasy. It's enough to make your stomach turn. It's enough to make you not want to watch this film a second time. But check it out. EXTE hair extensions. Amazing.
Great. We're one suggestion in, and I already want to puke. So thank you so much for that.
There's
No,
so
I
much
hadn't
more to
heard
tell.
it. So yeah, that's why our lists are gonna because Chris knows so many of these movies in this subgenre that I've never heard of, and I'm just like, you think you've seen the most demented shit, and then out come hair extensions right off the bat. Sweet, we're off and rolling. God damn it. Okay, so
You
my
know I
number
love you, buddy.
I know. So I'm just gonna tell you my list. Most of them were a little bit more mainstream. That's just where I gravitated to on these. But with that, my number five, I believe it came out in the early 2000s, maybe mid to early 2000s. But it is Slither with Elizabeth Banks. This one
James
is
Gunn.
yeah, James Gunn did it. Mr. Guardians of the Galaxy, and oh man. So this one is a true like transformation, start to finish, and each subsequent scene, you're just like, how much more gross can this get? Uh, Basically, the premise on this one is I believe it's like a meteor or something crash lands into Earth. And this guy, he's Elizabeth Banks' husband, gets attacked by this slug, and the slug basically injects itself into him. Throughout the movie, he slowly starts mutating into this almost kind of like The Fly, where it's this part human, part other creature. I can't even say exactly what it is because you don't really know, but it gets to a point where he is just like a face with like a bunch of tumors growing out of him. The whole town gets taken over by this. So there's some imagery in here. What it sticks out to me is the in the trailer when I first saw it. Uh, there's one girl that she basically becomes, in Willy Wonka, she becomes the big blueberry. She's like, something's wrong with me. And so that always sticks out to me. Elizabeth Banks is trying to stand by her man, and she's just like, I love you. And he's like, it's so disgusting. It's so slimy. It's definitely worth a watch. There's no hair
Michael Rooker
extensions that I
turns
know
in a
of in that
classic
one.
performance.
Oh my God. It's one of those that was definitely ending up on this list somewhere for me. I have watched it more than once, but it is reluctant because it is funny. Like it's you said yours isn't very campy. This leans into the camp a little bit.
And James
But
Gunn does that so
it
well.
will
I
gross
gotta
you
give him a
out.
shout out.
Hmm. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's not trying to be slug. Probably not going to be terrified, but it is going to give you some imagery to make sure you don't sleep well that night. So that's what I got. I got number five is Slither. So number four.
This one is so much fun, and this one leans into the camp. And I'm going to shock you guys. This film is directed by none other than Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings fame. We're going all the way back to 1992 for a film that actually has two names. The original name of the film is called Dead Alive, but in America, in the UK, it is called Brain Dead, is the name. This
Brain
is
Dead Alive.
Brain Dead Alive. That's actually a good way to put it. So, like I said, it leans into the camp. It's kind of a comedy. Call it a comedy splatter film. But this one is so. If I did, I'm trying to think of a good comparison. I think if we think of Evil Dead, the remake, the 2013 remake, and we think of the amount of blood they use in that final scene, when she's fighting the abomination.
It's raining blood.
Yes. Until that movie happened in 2013, I would say that Dead Alive slash Brain Dead probably has the most on-screen gore of any film during that from 1992 all the way up to 2013, and maybe it still beats that 2013 amount of blood. I'll leave that up to the viewer. But Brain Dead's
Damn.
again, it walks the line of comedy slash splatter film. Essentially, what we have happening is there's a guy. His name's Lionel, and he kind of looks after his mom. He's kind of a mama's boy. She works. They live in like this old Victorian mansion, and it's in New Zealand. Is where it takes place. And the movie actually starts out with people who are smuggling this, call it a Sumatran rat monkey hybrid creature, off of an island back to Wellington Zoo.
Hail Ratma. Hail Ratma.
Now it's kind of Hail Rathma. And this thing, it's actually the product of a disgusting tree monkey who accidentally copulated with a plague-carrying rat and created this rat monkey thing. They smuggle it back to the mainland. They put it in the zoo. And Lionel, who's actually trying to not be such of a mama's boy, he decides he's going to go on a date with this girl named Paquita. They go to the zoo, and his jealous mother cannot leave them alone, so she stalks them when they're at the zoo. And unfortunately, while she's at the zoo, she gets bit by this rat monkey, which she immediately steps on its head and kills it. But over the following days, the mom Vera, she grows more disgusting. Think like Beetlejuice level disgusting, just kind of rotting inside of her body. And then she does die, but she reanimates as this like a ravenous zombie. And over the next couple of days, all the people, Lionel sees what's happening, and he's trying to keep it a secret from people. All the people that come over to the house, however, unfortunately fall victim to his mother, and he locks them all in the basement to keep them all away because he doesn't want to like kill them or behead them or anything. Locks them in the basement. This eventually he has just a basement full of zombie corpses, right? And it reaches a climax in that his uncle, he comes over and he sees all the bodies in the basement. He's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to blackmail you until you actually give up your inheritance in the estate." It is a big estate; it's a huge mansion. So he's like, "You're going to give me all this, or I'm going to, tell on you." Unfortunately, he decides to have a party, thinking he's going to frame Lionel for all this stuff. And this is where things kind of happen, because suffice to say that his mom breaks out of the basement. And when I say that there's a lot of gore in this film, this is when it's just 15 minutes of the most disgusting, gore-filled disgustingness that you could think of. All these zombies break free. Lionel, who's this dorky guy, becomes an absolute hero. He gets the lawnmower. The lawnmower is his weapon. And I'm not talking about like a riding lawnmower. I'm talking about one of the old push mowers. He picks one up, cranks it, and turns it on, and he's just walking around holding the lawnmower and killing everything. And I mean, if you can YouTube a scene from this film, if it's on YouTube, just the amount of gore and blood and all these zombie bodies just being completely eviscerated by this lawnmower, and the amount of blood and gore just flying around the screen for 15 minutes is one of the most disgusting slash funny slash over the top slash body dismemberment scenes that I think I've ever seen. And suffice to say, Peter Jackson of less than 9 years later, he's going to make the Lord of the Rings. So this is really cool to see him in his more formal days making films, going down this route. But the movie is so over the top. It's really fun. It's not by any means an A-list movie. I mean, I would call it more of probably a C film. But man, if you have a chance to watch it, it's a hoot. And there's so much blood. So much blood. I can't overstate how much blood there is.
Lord of the Rings with a lawnmower.
My magic. You see Aragorn come. You see Aragorn coming out of Helm's Deep. Right out.
Fucking Peter Jackson. Yeah. And that's the stupid shit we talk about here. So,
I want to see that director's cut.
Right, yeah. It's out there somewhere, yeah. Release the lawnmower cut.
Release the lawnmower cut.
Okay. Well, my number 4, we're going from Peter Jackson to another well-respected director in the major epic scale movies. I'm going with Eli Roth. And this one kind of towed the line as well, but I am classifying it as a body horror. It is Cabin Fever. Fucking love Cabin Fever. Um, it is absolutely it's one of the first movies I remember where I genuinely like could not look. I was just like it. Basically, the premise of this one, guys, is it's you've seen this movie before. It's a bunch of friends hanging out at a cabin in the woods, but the water in, in the uh, that it's this creek that goes flesh eating. They're taking a shower. They're taking a drink of water. Anything and everything that happens with the water, they are getting infected with this. It happens slow but steady, but there are a lot of different uncomfortable scenes in this. Like particularly one where one of the girls is shaving her legs in the shower. That I just and then they're two of the guys, two of the people are hooking up, and like she's like, "Wow, you did a number on my back," and it's like, "No, like your flesh is just
There,
tearing off there."
there's another scene where just
It's
before they hook up, Ryder Strong puts his hands at second base.
oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
You
Damn
remember
it.
that?
Yep. Boy meets world. Boy really met
Yep.
world there.
He didn't want to meet that
There's
world.
also no. There's also some really stupid lines in this one. There's the pancake scene that's absolutely stupid. There's a really funny one with a guy that swallows a harmonica, and they do it in a really funny, campy way. Like the ending of this one has kind of a Night of the Living Dead kind of ending type thing, but it is they did a sequel. I think they did a remake. I didn't see either of those, but it is really really a good watch. The acting is really fun, but yeah, if
Eli
you
Roth
don't like,
himself cameos in this one.
yep, mm-hmm. If you don't like flesh getting ripped off or anything like that, this one is not for you. It, I still go back and watch it every once in a while, but there's still scenes where I'm just like, oh god, I can't like. So Cabin Fever. I want to say it came out in like 2003, 2004. If you do go and watch that one, make sure you're getting the original. Like I said, I can't speak on the others, but I doubt they're as good as this one. It is very uncomfortable, and it's a fun ride. So that's what I got for number four. We went Cabin Fever.
All right, baby. Number three. Now, this is another one. So, you guys, like Ryan said at the beginning, I have an otherworldly, disgusting knowledge of a lot of underground body horror films that you've never heard of. I guarantee you've never heard of this next one. And I'm just going to tell you what it is, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it because I need to start off by saying I don't know why or how this film was made, but it is called Street Trash. I believe it's late 80s, 87, 88. I do not understand nor I don't know how this film got made, why it was made. I will say that. The plot of this film is next to impossible to follow, similar to my first film, or sorry, previous similar to one of my honorable mention films. But Street Trash is, I don't even know how to describe. The basic plot is an old liquor store owner in Brooklyn, in New York City. He's just trying to. He's in this basement looking for things. He pulls out a box of old liquor that dates back to the 1920s. It's called Tenafly Viper, and he's like, "Well, okay, it's gone bad for sure." But he's like, "Well, I'll just sell it to the local hobos." They're in Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn in the 80s, so he brings it upstairs, puts it on the counter, says $1 for this liquor, and you get these poor hobos that come in and will buy the liquor, and the second they drink it, as soon as they swallow it, their body, they just melt away immediately. They just the first hobo that drinks it, he takes it and he goes and sits on an old broken toilet, and he's like and he drinks it and he just melts into the toilet. And I mean, the effects and what they're doing with the bodies on this one is so overly disgusting.
So they're drinking Miller Lite. That's what
they're drinking. Miller Lite, exactly. There are other things in this film that make it so painful and hard to watch that almost actually have nothing to do with the drink itself. I don't know, Ryan, if you've ever watched a film where they're playing keep away with a man's severed genitals while he's trying to get them back. Um,
No, but in Hostel they play soccer with a severed head.
yeah, yeah. This one they cut the man's genitals off and they're playing keep away with it, and he's running back and forth trying to get it back. It's so absurd. There are unspeakable acts done to corpses in this one that I don't even want to talk about. This is not a film that I'll ever watch again. It's one that I saw one time because I was like, "What's on Shudder? Oh, this is interesting." I forced myself to finish it. Um, I will never watch it again. If you guys want to take the dive and take a look, by all means do, and then give us your thoughts in the comments below. But Street Trash, 1987, the disgustingness of this film, the bodies melting away, the other things that are done. I mean, I can't even talk much about the plot because there almost isn't one. I mean, it's a bunch of hobos in a junkyard who are being led by a deranged Vietnam veteran, and some of the other hobos that don't. I don't know. Am I using hobos degradingly here? I'm not trying to be degrading.
No, people, if you are, hip, if you are in this time frame, you know what a hobo is. Let's
Yeah,
just say, let's
100%.
call it what it is. You know what it is.
100%.
Someone that's fallen down on their luck. We can do it like, yeah, it's easy word to say, hobo.
Yeah, yeah. But all I mean, the deaths are comedic. There's horrible injuries. Like I said, the keep away game is it's just diabolical. The things that are done to corpse. I mean, I'll never watch it again. I dare say I regret watching it once. But Street Trash is my number three. It's so my number one and number two have got to be pretty intense to beat this thing.
Well, and I'll just say for the listeners out there, if you haven't listened to our most extreme episode, if this one wasn't even an honorable mention on that one, so that'll tell you where his mind went for the top for the ones on that one. So or dishonorable mention, I guess, in that list because
It's a good way to
there's
put it.
quite a few movies on that one that we will never watch again, and there's a couple movies on there where we're like, don't watch this, guys.
Yeah,
We'll
don't
tell
do
you
it.
about it, but don't watch it. Okay. I don't know what to do with that one. Okay. Well,
I
I
dare
thought
you
my number.
if you get a chance to, like I said, it's on Shutter. Watch it for 20 minutes and just see what happens. Be like, and
Don't
then you
want
can
to.
text
Don't
me.
make me.
You can be like, Chris, what did you send me?
Yeah, you. I'm gonna send you some help.
I'm gonna sign you up for a therapy session tomorrow.
Yep. Yep. We're all good. All good. It's been a PSA from Roasted Smith, but my number three. Before we started this list, I thought it was pretty fucked up. Now it seems pretty tame in the interim, but it is the newest one on this list, and I'm willing to bet it's the newest one on your list as well. And you briefly mentioned it in a little side comment, but I'm going with The Substance. This one,
Good
well,
choice.
I'm not going to get too much into it because we did talk about this in the most disgusting, the most extreme horror episode. But I
There's so
am
much ass in this film. Can I just start off with that?
ass. Yeah, there is a lot
All
of ass in
over.
this movie.
A lot.
It is basically the premise is Demi Moore. She is a aging movie star, fitness show star in Hollywood. She gets replaced. They're looking for somebody younger. As the title suggests, she finds this substance, this back alley substance. And not giving anything away here, but she's able to find her younger self, so to speak. But the body horror in this one basically comes because the substance is abused. There are rules given out throughout the movie, and they break pretty much every fucking one pretty quickly. That's why we're talking about it here. But one of a great performance by Demi Moore.
Golden
Dennis
Globe winning
Quaid is in it.
performance.
Yeah, yeah. Dennis Quaid is in it. You'll never eat lobster
Shrimp,
again.
shrimp
Yep,
and lobster.
shrimp,
Yeah.
shrimp. Yep. You'll
Yeah.
never eat. Yeah. This the cinematography in this one's great. But yeah, it is. There are a lot of visuals that will stick with you, especially when they get to her final form, Monstra Alyssa Sue. But it is a very well done film. It has a lot of really good social commentary on it. If you haven't already seen it, I am going to put in right here. The John did a John's Jingles on it, so we are doing a right here. if you didn't hear it before, here's John's jingles. And what John's jingles is, if you guys are new. My old
John's
boss, yeah,
Jingles.
my old boss, he used to text me when he was watching scary movies, and it was the funniest shit I had ever heard. So now he'll text me. I will put it into a prompt. As lyrics for a song, and some of the stuff we get is just gold. So hope you guys enjoy it. This is his take on the substance. So especially if you've seen it, you will just die laughing on this. So here we go, John. Take it away. That shit's just ridiculous.
Never fails.
It's
Never
ridiculous.
fails.
He's like,
We
he's
love
like,
John's Jingles.
he's like, oh, you just should have gone to a crack house.
It's so
But
good.
yeah, it's so it didn't give anything away if you hadn't seen the movie, but definitely check it out for sure. It is number 3 on my list. So yeah, tame compared to what you said. I'm so scared on what your 2 and 1 is. I kind of want to stop this episode right now, but I can't. So I'm scared.
I will say this: number two and number one. Number one, you've probably seen both of them. I guarantee you've seen number two. And I would say that the body horror isn't necessarily as disgusting as Street Trash, but it sticks out because the movie in and of itself is better and it's much more rewatchable. So number two, interestingly enough, was one of your honorable mentions. I'm going with the Human Centipede. So
Yep.
well done on the mention there.
Yep.
This one's, if you got, so little needs to be said about this film because you guys, number one, you've either seen it, you've heard about it, or you absolutely have stayed away from it because of one of the first two. But Ryan, you mentioned it in the beginning section of the episode. We have a mad scientist who has taken these 3 poor people and he has attached them in such a way that you have the front segment of the centipede, and then he has that man's anus stitched into the mouth of the second segment of the centipede, and you have her anus stitched into the mouth of the her friend, unfortunately, who was the last section of the centipede. I feel really dirty just saying that. I mean,
Yeah.
this is another one of those films I don't know how it got made, and there were 2 sequels, which, by the way, I don't recommend watching either of them.
Well, because the second one is it's a guy that's obsessed with the first film,
It's
and
meta,
so
yeah, it's very
yeah,
meta.
yeah. And then the third one I think is in a prison, and they
Yeah,
try and
it's
make an
so
entire
messed
prison
up.
yard full of yeah.
Ugh.
So watch the first one or not, whatever. I'm
Or
not gonna
not.
tell you how to live your life.
The second one kind of bordered on like this. I feel like I'm watching a snuff film. Was that?
Yeah,
That's kind of
it
the
was
way
a
I felt
black.
about it.
It was black and white. It's very strange.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, the original one, I'll let you never forget. This was back in the days when Netflix still sent you DVDs, and I was like, "Oh, this has got to be a crazy horror film. I need to check it out." Sure enough, it moved me in ways that I don't want to ever be moved. But the way that the film goes through after the procedure, and this mad scientist is like treating these 3 poor people combined into one. He's treating them like a dog, like a pet. He's forcing them to go through with the things they don't want to do. You mentioned one earlier. The last segment, unfortunately, she has an infection and she's dying. She has sepsis, which obviously, right? With that, how horrible this is. But there's a little bit of hope at the end because 2 detectives who are investigating the missing people do show up, and you think, oh, are they going to find them? Are they going to help them? The answer is no. The mad scientist, unfortunately, is able to kill both the detectives. But they kind of kill each other because one of the detectives kills the mad scientist, leaving the centipede, which the front of the centipede, the man, he has to himself, he has ended it himself by using a sharp shard of glass, saying he deserves this because he's been a bad person, but he's going to end it now because he's not going to be humiliated anymore. So he's still attached to the people behind him, so he takes his own life. And then the poor girl, the last girl who we mentioned is sick with sepsis and is dying of an infection. She's the friend of the middle segment. There were 2 friends going out. In the last scene, she dies. So the very last scene of the film is this poor girl in the middle of these 2 corpses, one in front and one behind, that you can't pull off of it. You can't get away from. The scientist crippled all of them. He cut their ligaments in their knees so they can't walk. So she's just doomed to sit there on her hands and knees probably until she wastes away, which again, thinking about what's going to happen to her and thinking about those pieces is more horrifying than the whole movie itself. I mean, that's part of what sticks with you is the fate of this poor girl. But man, you want to talk about disgusting body horror. I mean, this one isn't gory like some of the other ones
No,
I've
it's
talked
really
about with
not.
gallons of
Yeah.
blood. It's just what is happening is like enough to make your mind go, I don't want to watch this anymore.
You
I
won't.
mean,
If you want to lose some weight, watch it because you won't want to eat for a
yeah.
week.
And if you're really sick and you really want to torture yourself, watch the second and third one, particularly the third one. I mean, it gets to the point. I think the director said himself, is like it got to the point where it's just like, how do we outdo the disgustingness of the last film? And that's exactly what they do.
Yep. And obviously, like everybody tries to one up. You know, obviously, a really recent one is Terrifier because each of the three movies has that iconic kill. So what Terrifier 4 holds in store, I have no idea because they keep one upping it. I don't know how they do it, but they keep doing it.
I want to know the minds behind these sick movie makers.
Right? Exactly. So my number two and my number one, they flip flop quite a bit. And basically, I separated them from one of them. It's just because the movie I actually enjoy, and I wanted to make it either number two or number one because of how good of a movie I think it is and how much I enjoyed it. The other one is one that I don't ever want to watch again. That I will never watch again. So, in spirit of this, I put that one as number one. My number two is a movie I actually really enjoy. It is Tusk with Justin Long. It is, my God, it.
I made the mistake of
And
purchasing
the reason
that Blu-ray the day it came out because I'd never seen it and I knew it had to be funny. It's Kevin Smith. It's got to be good. So it is. It's confined to the doldrums of my closet somewhere. Not one that I'll take out and put in.
So, like, I'm the opposite because I'll like if I'm homesick and I'll just be like, oh, I'll watch Tusk. You know, things can get worse. But basically, yeah, like you said, Kevin Smith. If you guys don't know Kevin Smith, he is more known in the comedy world. He's Jay and Silent Bob. He's Clerks. He is. God, what else has he done? He's done quite a bit. Dogma.
Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob. Cop Out.
So he's
Zack and Miri.
Zack and Miri. God. Her name Bubbles. Another Elizabeth Banks that gets thrown on this show. So Slither and the sequel to that is Zack and Miri make a But anyway, so Kevin Smith heavy episode today. But so it came out that he was going to do a horror movie with Justin Long, and you're like, okay, I'm interested. I think I saw this one. It was like a 10 o'clock showing on a Thursday night, and it was like, and I mentioned it before on the show that I took my wife to it, and she to this day does not forgive me for taking her to this movie. Meanwhile, I'm just like, this movie is so good.
I gotta ask her about this.
No. She hates it. Says it's one of the worst decisions I've ever made, which I will combat tooth and nail because I make a lot of dumb decisions. So, but mainly, so the premise of this one, it's really ridiculous on paper, and it's even more ridiculous when you watch the movie. But Justin Long can carry anything. Basically, Justin Long is I can't remember if he's a podcaster, just an influencer. He does a show where he interviews interesting people and
he's like a podcaster.
And things. So. Yeah. So he and actually Haley Joel Osment's in this movie. Mr. Sixth Sense. He's in this one. He's kind of his podcast partner. But so Justin Long goes to Canada, and he's at this bar and he sees this. It's a flyer and it says like, "Hey, call this number for an interesting conversation." So he needs content. So he's like, "Oh hell yeah, let's do this." He ends up going to this guy's house, which it's already creepy horror movie vibes. And this guy tells him how, like, he in his travels, he worked on the sea, and he almost died at sea until he washed ashore, and this walrus saved his life, and so this guy's obsessed with walruses. This movie is called Tusk. So Justin Long, he is drugged, and he starts becoming this guy's mad science experiment, essentially turning Justin Long into a walrus. And
Mr. Tusk.
Mr. Tusk. Tusk.
Tusk.
And when I tell you, you can never unsee Justin Long as a walrus, I mean it. Oh God, it is, and
it's horrifying. The sounds he makes.
And this isn't just like they put in big teeth on him, or like, no, he is a full-fledged, like, monstrous, like, nightmare fuel version. He's got the mustache.
The man takes his
Like
femur. He takes his
he
femur bones, sharpens them
mhm,
into tusks, and installs them up in his jaw. So it's literally like a walrus with tusks.
mhm.
Ugh.
And this one
I'm
isn't
getting sick just
super
thinking about it,
gory.
dude.
Like
It's
they
so
don't
horrifying.
like they don't show a ton of it though. They show like the transformation, obviously, and like the reasoning behind it gets a little silly, but and it's a heartbreaking ending because spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, it doesn't end well. It's
No.
much like a couple other movies, like it's like Human Centipede.
Yeah.
Um, Justin
The
Long,
fate
he's
of this
able
poor
to
guy is horrible.
I know. So Justin Long in the movie, he has a girlfriend. There's a little side plot about how this girlfriend cheated on him with Haley Joel Osment. He doesn't know about it, whatever.
To be
But they
fair, and
go
I just want
looking
to say
for
this,
him, and
to be
actually, there's a
fair,
fun camp.
Justin Long is an absolute dick as a human. He's not a good guy. He
he,
doesn't deserve what
no, no,
happens to him, but he's not a good dude.
no, he needs the clout. He kind of takes on the role, if you've seen Barbarian, and kind of how he is in that. He's not as mean as he is in a Barbarian, but he can. But so basically, his girlfriend and his best friend come looking for him. There's a fun uh, uh, cameo by Johnny Depp. He plays a detective, a very fine. There's nothing they can do about it. So basically, they send him to an animal sanctuary. And uh, 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 Hey,
Hey,
are we
buddy.
back? Okay.
We're back.
Hi. Okay. Cutting this out. What was the last thing that you heard?
uh, you were talking about Johnny Depp playing the French
Oh yeah, yeah,
investigator.
yeah. So Johnny Depp, he's he just
Is
randomly
here's
makes
my
an appearance.
impression. I
Yep.
am Johnny Depp. Do it. Do.
I was
Totally
looking for
random.
I was looking for this hockey player, and I found the
Hockey
hockey
player.
player. Yeah, it is just it's so random and so funny. They're actually earlier in the movie, Justin Long has a very interesting conversation with these two clerks at a store, and it ends up being I think they did a spin-off movie with them, but they are, which I never saw, but this is just stuff that Kevin Smith does in his movies. But anyway, the ending, it's really sad because Justin Long is able to kill his attacker as a walrus. And again, sounds ridiculous. And then his girlfriend and best friend find him. There's nothing that they can do. What can they do? They can't reverse it. They can't do anything. So they end up basically putting him in a little sanctuary, and he lives as a walrus for the rest of his days. And it's really sad because you even see a little tear come down his walrus face. It's
They
like,
come in and they come to visit him and they're like, "Hi," and he pays them no attention. But then they throw a fish to him and he comes out of his
mhm.
little cave and he starts eating the fish. And then he looks up at him and sees them walking away and he starts wailing, crying, and a little tear comes out
Mhm.
of his eye. And
It's
he
just
remembers like, "Look what's happened to me. I'm a human being, but look what I am now."
yeah, there's no way that they can reverse this at all. So, yep, that takes my number two. And my number one is going to be just one I will never see again. So, that's why this one took number two instead of number one. But as a movie, this should probably be number one. But
That's fair. That's fair. I'm excited to hear what your number
mhm,
one is. Number one for me is an interesting take because again, it's not. I mean, it's a pretty gory film. There's a lot of body horror. There is a lot of body horror in this one, but if you put it up next to some of the ones that I've mentioned, particularly like Street Trash or Evil or Dead Alive or Brain Dead, you're like, well, those were bloodier and they were gorier than this one. This one's my number one, probably because of the impact that it had. It is an absolute cult classic. It's one that I've watched probably 4 or 5 times, and I can easily watch another 4 or 5 times once in a while. But this is my number one body horror film, and it spawned a whole franchise. Can you guess what it is yet? We
oh
are
God,
going, yeah, it's a deep cut.
it's a deep cut that inspired an entire franchise. Can you give me one
N-
more hint?
9 films, if I recall correctly.
Oh, um, does it have to do with a guy with pins in his head?
It does. We're going with
Hmm.
Hellraiser. Well done, sir. Hellraiser is a unique film. Hellraiser is. I remember being because this film came out in 19, I want to say 89, maybe 1990, something like that. And I will never forget being a 4 year old in like 1992 or 1993 and seeing the trailer or the TV spots for Hellraiser 2 and just remembering Pinhead with like all the pins and stuff in his head and thinking like this has to be the most demonic devil worship kind of film that and kind of is basically Hellraiser. The premise of this film is a man, Frank, who is a complete hedonist. He
What
lives
a
for
dick.
pleasure. Yeah, horrible person. He lives for pleasure. It's all about pleasure. He has exhausted every carnal pleasure in the world and he's searching for more. He comes across a trader in Morocco who has a little puzzle box. And the trader tells him like if you solve the puzzle box, it'll open you up to pleasures you can't even imagine. So Frank takes it back home to America. He does figure out the puzzle box, and the second he opens it, it basically opens up a portal to another. Call it hell. Opens up the portal to hell, and as soon as he opens it, hooks come in and just snatch into his body and rip him apart in the attic of the house. And 2 years later, his brother and his brother's family, his second wife and his daughter, come to the house. They're going to live in it. They're going to have to take it over and get it all spruce it up again. It is a nice house. And the dad, Frank's brother, is in the attic and he cuts his hand and blood splashes on the floor. And that blood resurrects Frank in this ghoulish, like rotted corpse kind of way. But he's alive enough to tell his brother's wife, Julia, who he had an affair with, Julia had an affair with him, I should say, and she's still obsessed with him. So he says, "I need you to bring men up here so that I can regenerate and come back, and we can be together again." So Julia, this horrible one, she keeps seducing men, getting them drunk, bringing them back to the attic, and she'll hit them on the head, and then Frank will appear and suck their life force out of them. Now, that in itself is pretty disgusting, particularly what Frank does to these corpses to get his own life force back. But the movie really takes off when you learn that Frank, when he opens the puzzle box, it actually opens to a realm that's ruled by what are called the Cenobites. There's four of them. There's Pinhead, there's the Chatterer, there's, I believe, the Engineer is one of them. Butterball might be might be the name, and then there's a female Cenobite, and they're all in. Suffice to say, these sadomasochistic, hedonistic, sadomasochistic beings, right? Pinhead calls them. Some have called us angels, some will call us devils. Suffice to say that we're travelers looking for the greatest pleasures, that the universe has to offer. And unfortunately, we have been in this so long that we can't tell the difference between pain and pleasure anymore. And that's why when people open this puzzle box, the hooks come out and hook into their body and tear them apart and do all these horrible things to them. So Frank's niece kind of figures out what's happening, and Julia, and he kills his brother. All these things happen, and anyway, Kirsty solves the puzzle box too, and the Cenobites appear ready to take her. But she tells them that Frank, he has escaped you, because Frank was caught in the realm and being punished and tortured by them. She lets them know that, hey, Frank escaped, and they said that's impossible. They said, we'll spare you if you help us get Frank back. To which she agrees. So she goes back to the house. Frank has possessed her father, his brother. He's killed him and possessed his body and wearing his skin. So she gets him back into the attic. He admits that he's Frank, and the Cenobites show up to take him back to their hellish realm, and they capture him with the hooks again and pull him back into hell. And they try to double cross Christy and say, no, well, we lied. We're not going to let you go as easy as you think. But she's able to get the puzzle box and reverse it, which shuts the portal and sucks all the Cenobites back to their realm. And this is one that, it's like I said, it's a cult classic. The disgusting gore in it is pretty gross. The body horror is terrible, but it's terrifying in that way of supernatural horror that actually works. It's not cheesy. It's not like, oh, this is an eye roll. It's like, oh, this is absolutely disgusting. It's horrifying. The things that happen to these people who solve the puzzle boxes and get pulled into the Cenobites realm. Because what could be more disgusting and more horrifying than these sadomasochistic demons that no longer know the difference between pain and carnal pleasure? To them, it's one and the same thing. That's a horrifying existence and a horrifying thing to be stuck in. So, Hellraiser is my number one body horror film of all time.
That's a great pick. And I just remember Pinhead. And what terrifies me the most about him is that, like, yeah, he doesn't care. He's like, we will tear your soul apart.
Nope, he does not care.
Damn. And this movie spawned more than just a franchise. One of my favorite movies, Cabin in the Woods, one of the demonic creatures that is released is very Pinhead-esque. I think he has like a saw halfway through his head, no,
you can tell where the inspiration comes from.
Exactly, and he's even holding a little box, and yeah, so and you hit the nail on the head that he, no pun intended, but just what could be more terrifying? Because yeah, it's like, they have no idea what they're doing to you. You can feel everything, good or bad. And people get their comeuppance, but I haven't seen every film in this series. They did just make they made a new one. I think it's on Hulu. I forget what it's called. Yeah, it's like Hellraiser Resurrection Rise, something like that.
I need to watch it. They've got a brand new Hellraiser video game coming out this year, which I'm really excited to check out.
Great.
So I'm going to be talking about that here in about 6 months.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Damn. Yeah. Well, actually, ironically, mine number one also has to do with pleasure, kind of. This one, I saw this one maybe 20 years ago. Okay. My memory of the details of the plot may be a little hazy here, because I did only watch it once. I will never watch it again, but it has stuck with me since that first viewing. I don't even truly know if I got through the entire movie. I'm pretty sure I did, but because I remember enough of it. But This one, it's kind of a revenge flick. Whereas most of the movies we've talked about, what is happening to the person's body is really affecting them in a negative way. It is, it's making them into a monster. It's, hair extensions going crazy, this and that. This movie actually, the person uses what happens to them in their body as a weapon. Um, and as a male, this really affected me because guys are not the good guys in this movie. um, this movie is called
Oh,
Teeth.
I know. I was gonna say it's teeth.
Hmm.
Oh,
Teeth.
vagina dentata.
Vagina dentata.
Vagina dentata.
So again, pretty ridiculous premise, but
Oh,
basically a girl, she has teeth in her, you know what,
vagina.
uh, vagina dentata, dental teeth, yeah, dental
Oh, I
vagina.
remember this
Um,
film. I watched it
uh
once. I
huh,
couldn't do it again.
exactly. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, Basically, this one, and again, my memory is probably hazy. I think she gets essayed, and
Yes.
she ends up growing. And I forget if that leads into her. I forget how she
Her
actually gets the teeth in there,
her
but
first
like,
experience was yes, the SA occurs and the assaulter
hmm
all of a sudden starts screaming, and he rips himself away from her and looks down, and his SA equipment is missing, and he bleeds to death because he jumps out of the cave and falls in the river, and she realizes she has these ingrown defense mechanism. Should I call it?
yeah, let's put it that way. And like,
Oh,
I mean, she figures it out herself too. If you let your imagination run wild, but yeah, and they show everything. They show, and the actor, I still remember the dude's face, and when he loses his best friend. Yep. And like the sound effects, the sound design, it's like it's disgusting. And maybe it's because we're dudes, and it hit us hurt harder. It's like, hey, guess what? But I can really get behind the message because if you SA somebody, you probably deserve to have that happen. So
100% you do.
yeah, yeah, and she uses that as a weapon throughout the rest of the movie, I believe. But uh, in my mind, there was no movie that disturbed me more when it comes to body horror than Teeth. And they don't actually, to my knowledge, they don't actually show like them inside her. Like I don't think it's like that. But they show the after effect after the sound effect, and it's munching down on something for dinner. It's having
She
hot dogs,
goes
if you'd say.
she
Uh,
goes to see the doctor to find out what's going on, because I would say the first half I would say three-quarters of the film she's not quite using it as a weapon as much as she's trying to figure out what is
right.
happening to me, something's wrong with me, and then all these things continue
Hmm.
happening to her, and she's like, you know what, I have something that I can really ruin horrible men with, because even the doctor who's examining her is going too far. He
Doesn't
will
he lose a finger?
he loses
Yeah.
whole half of his
It-
hand because
oh,
she's like,
that's right. Yeah.
stop, what are you doing? And he's like, yep, I know what I'm doing. Like, he's assaulting her in the doctor's room, and it takes off half his just. And he pulls his hand back, missing his fingers, and his fingers fall out of her onto the floor.
Look at a a bite itself without just a bite with bite marks would have been bad enough. But
These teeth are like
these teeth are super sharp. Yeah,
they'll
they're
saw
just
through.
yeah, they're clamps. It's gone. It definitely does send the right message. I'll give you that. Any First of all, if you listen to the show and you are thinking about anything like that, don't listen to the show. But it is definitely 1,000% a deterrent.
Yeah,
It should already be a
as it
deterrent.
should be.
Be human nature. It should just be a deterrent. But it just again, it stuck with you to the point where you put it in the back of your mind. You didn't even remember you fucking saw it until I said something.
You said it. I was like, oh, you're bringing up horrible memories.
And I remember exactly where I was watching it, and I remember exactly the feelings I had, and how I am never watching it again. And
Never. I never want to see this again.
but again, it stuck with me, so that is my number one choice. Hellraiser and Teeth. I'm pretty sure when this chick dies, she will be a Cenobite.
Yeah, hundred
Literally,
percent.
a Cenobite.
Vagina dentata. Look it up.
But
Ugh.
like yeah,
Ugh.
and I think actually the first they do a title scroll and it says like there's some poem or something and it's just like yeah, vagina dentata.
And even the doctor, where the doctor pulls his hand out, he's like, "Ah, vagina dentata."
Again, it's a ridiculous premise, but uh it'll stick with you, especially if you're a dude. If you're a girl, I think it's gonna stick with you in probably a more positive manner.
I feel like this movie was one of those because it came out in like 2007, one of those like pro-feminist like men are the
Uh-huh.
devil kind of things.
Well, and men are the devil in this movie, and they get they get what's
They
coming
get
to them.
theirs.
That's for they do. Yeah, we're probably
Ugh.
having nightmares tonight on that one
I need to go
alone.
watch
Let
a
alone,
comedy before I go to bed.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like I'm gonna throw on some old vines on YouTube and just
Yeah, my favorite. I love Vine. I love Vine
go through those.
compilations.
Yeah, got R.I.P. Vine. Yeah, holy shit.
Why the
Okay.
fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
Oh
I'm glad you
man.
see,
They-
Ryan. The reason I love you is because you know exactly what I'm talking about when I do that kind of stuff. No, Mike.
Oh, it's
Mike, he
going
would
in this episode.
Mike would have no idea. He'd be like, "What? What?"
I'll send him some old ones they'll just think of, and I'm just like, Mary Chrysler.
Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler.
Yeah, Mary. We're all children of Jesus.
Look at all those
Goomba.
chickens.
One of my favorite ones, and it always pops up, is the guy scares the dude, and he goes, "Ah, I could have dropped my
My
croissant."
croissant. Ah! Stop! I'm gonna try my
Anyway, guys,
croissant.
if you are listening to this episode and we're near the tail end of it, after we're done and you need a cleanse, just search best
Best
vines or
Vine
classic
compilations.
vines or yeah. I've gotten to the point where I have to like go out of my way to find compilations that I have not seen. So,
I,
like,
100%, 100%.
and I'll tell you guys if you don't know what we're talking about, these are not
Welcome to
PC
Chili's.
at all. Yeah. Welcome to Chili's. They are not PC at all. There's there's the one where it's just like cooking with your Asian friend. It's like first you get your bowl, then you get your cat. It's like, what the fuck? So
Story time.
yeah. Yes.
It was
with
then
Fred.
she realized the cat was still alive. Oh, I miss the simple days of Vine.
Seriously, guys, check out Vines. Like they're awesome. Okay, so with that, yes, I'm definitely gonna need a shower after this one. Like I could have predicted that, but it
away.
even got more. It got more messed
You'll never
up
live
than
and
I
keep
thought it
away
would.
the same.
No. Well, you're a dick. Wait a minute.
Can I just say, I never in a million years thought we'd do a podcast where we'd be talking about so much genital mutilation.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
How sick are we? What is wrong with us?
We're really sick. Fuck. Okay. Well, with that, we've hit the part of our show where we each give a recommendation, which we've already given a bunch of, I don't know if they're recommendations, but what do you got tonight?
I will say I'm really excited to give tonight's recommendation because this is a film. It's a little more not underground, but it's a little more less known. I actually watched it this past week because I found it on Amazon, the Blu-ray for like $7.99 at some point in the past. But I was digging through my closet, found it, had to watch it because this is a good one. It stars the late Treat Williams. It also stars the beautiful Famke Jensen. I am talking, of course, about a movie called Deep Rising. I want to say it was 1999, maybe 1998. But the premise of this film is a luxury casino yacht, a luxury casino cruise in the South Pacific Sea during a storm. All of a sudden, out of the blue, just kind of loses power. They're stuck in the storm. Come to find out, a monster has invaded said casino ship. And a ragtag group of mercenaries have been hired to board the. They were planning to board the ship and rob it while all these people were on it. But suffice to say, when they show up, they find it kind of a derelict and there's no one there. And they've boarded the ship. And the question is, will they get out of the ship alive? Because this creature has made this new ship its home. And what has happened to all the people that are on the ship is pretty gruesome. In fact, this could easily fall into our body horror list tonight. So, Deep Rising, Treat Williams, Famke Jensen. It is a real. I think it's really cool. It's a cool action horror film. There are some pretty cool action set pieces in this one, particularly at the end when Treat Williams and Famke Jensen are using a jet ski to get out of this casino ship. If they get out of the casino ship. But yeah, Deep Rising's really cool. I think it's got a young Jimon Hansu in it as well. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. Deep Rising. check it out. If you guys have seen it, let me know in the comments. I know that, like I said, this is one that kind of flew under the radar, but damn, is it good? Really good.
It makes me completely off topic here, but there's the How I Met Your Mother episode where they're going to the bachelor party and they have a TV in their van, and so they're watching pornos and they're just like, man, Morgan Freeman's in this. He's in everything, and they're like, damn it, I grabbed the wrong Deep Impact. So sorry,
Deep.
you said deep, and I wanted to stop thinking about vagina dentata. So.
Vines, I'm coming to you tonight.
Yep. You're gonna get a couple of clicks here. Okay, cool. Deep Rising. All right, sweet. I picked one that it's readily available on Netflix, and it's a body horror in the sense that it actually literally involves everybody's body. It's not gory. I think there's a kill or two, but it's very psychological and it's very well done. It sounds confusing, but it's not. It's called It's What's Inside. It has basically it is a group of friends and they play this party game where one of their friends is basically like he's this super genius, and he's developed a machine where if you all are connected, this machine hits and you switch bodies with somebody else. And then the game that they play is you have to guess who's who and this and that. Obviously, it's a horror movie, so things go wrong. But it's really interesting because they explain it, but you like person A is not person A for a good chunk of the movie, and you're trying to figure out yourself as the audience who is who and why they're doing this and who is this and why. And obviously, it's like some drama with the friend group comes in, like this guy, this guy and his girlfriend, they switch bodies and end up being other people that they wanted to hook up with. They end up hooking up with themselves, but it's other people, so it's weird like that. But the acting in it is great. The writing is fantastic. It is a mind trip, but it's expertly done. It's a really good movie. It's on Netflix. Highly recommend it. I would even say as a cleanse for this episode because it's not gory. It's body horror in the sense that, you know, what happens if Chris and I switch places? I don't fucking know.
I actually have not watched that one yet, so I will maybe go to that for this week.
Definitely check that one out. It's not scary. It's not anything like that. It's more psychological than anything. But always need a good. It will take your mind off things. Let's put it that way. With that is our show tonight. We do have a couple weeks here before we go to Scream City. We're going to have the Ghostface Gauntlet, where we're going to have every previous Ghostface prior to Scream 7, and they're going to battle it out, kind of like we did with the Santa Claus Rumble there, where we're just going to figure out who the best Ghostface is. Now,
can I tell it right now? This Ghostface. What's up?
Yo, Dookie! Pick up the phone.
Yo, what's up?
We almost went a full episode without a scary movie reference. Yep.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a Roasted Snow horror show if we didn't reference it somehow.
It wouldn't. No. What are you doing?
Slash you, gash you, slash your fucking throat.
Oh, yeah. Play tennis with your balls and play keep away with your dick.
Peace. Yo, that was the illest rhyme I've ever seen.
God damn it.
Peel your foreskin off and make a winter coat. Peace.
Peace. When the phone rings, don't answer the call. Yeah. So, yep. Check that one out. Sorry, where was I? The Ghostface Gauntlet. Basically, we're just going to do a random draw, see which two ghost faces go together. The winner of that will face the next random ghost face. And I don't know how this is going to go. Is it going to be who we personally like the best? Who would win one-on-one? Who was actually the most effective ghost face? Who just fell flat? There's going to be a lot of different things. You could have a Billy versus Stu matchup. You could have Billy versus his mother. You could have anything going here. So I'm really excited for that. We are going to plan to do a live Scream 7 episode review, all that. date and time to be determined because tickets haven't gone on sale as this moment. So we will let you guys know and keep you posted on that to get in on that conversation. But we have that, and then on this Friday, we have kind of an under the radar movie that got into theaters. It's called Whisper. We're gonna whisper the whole episode. We can't raise our voice.
We're doing the ASMR thing. Doing it like ASMR.
Which, speaking of like sound design and everything, there's one coming out. I forget the title, but it's like upbeat or something. It's like the scariest movie you'll ever hear. It's an A24, but yeah, maybe we'll see that one after Whisper. I don't know. But,
Make a chance of it.
but basically, Whisper is these friends. They find an Aztec death whistle, and if you blow it,
It's
shit
actually called
happens.
Whistle.
Yeah, whistle. Yeah. What did I say?
Whisper.
Oh, sorry.
I was buying into it because I was like, did I not hear about this one? I was like, wait, he's talking about whistle.
I have no credibility left on this episode. I can't whistle, so that's why I redirected to Whisper. But yes, whistle, because it is a Aztec death whistle, which definitely does not whisper at all. Yeah, no, I'm sure there is a movie called Whisper out there.
There is. It's a 2007 film.
Okay, well, maybe we'll cover that. All right, so guys, thank you for sticking it out with us. Hope you guys watch these movies or don't watch these movies.
Yeah, throw up.
Yeah, if you think you can top both of our lists with your most messed up body horror movies, let us know, and I will promptly ignore it. But thank you guys for tuning in again. Thank you for all the support. Keep on listening. Find us wherever you get your podcasts. Search Roasted Snow Horror Show. Look for Thriller and Chiller, duking it out back there. Follow us on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook, all those things. Email us at roastedsnowhorror@gmail.com. You can be mentioned just like our guy Joe was with his list on the PG-13 horror movies. Tell us we suck. That's fine too. We hear it. It's all good. Tell me to get the title of the movie right.
But then you won't have the ASMR freaks really excited about this.
So, sorry. Last thing, I promise.
I'm slap happy.
So yeah, when you went into the camera to whisper, and you were out of frame for me, all I could think about was forgetting Sarah Marshall when she comes up with the pearl necklace, and he's, did you have that a second ago? Yeah, go in, go out, go in, go out.
Oh, what a
Oh,
great
that's gross. Not gross or anything else we've talked about tonight, but
man.
all right, guys. On that note, have a great night, and thank you for listening to the Roasted Snow Horror Show.
We love you, listeners. Thank you.